Hey guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the installation of an LED flasher relay on your bike. Anytime you replace your OEM signal equipment with aftermarket LED type signals, there may be a symptom present where you go into hyperflash, which is flashing much faster than the OEM 85 cycle per minute rate, slower flash, which presents itself as very, very slow flash rate, or any of the following two, stuck on or stuck off. What you see in front of me are 4 different examples of our LED flasher relay. They are a direct replacement for the OEM equipment. They have the same kind of tab that you use for mounting the actual device onto the bike. We do have several different types of sockets that are adaptable to different motorcycles. In this video, we'll show you the appropriate part for your motorcycle so that you can make your installation plug and play and without any fuss. So we've already covered why you would want to mount one of these relays onto your bike. Let's get into a few details here really quick before we get into the installation. These are plug and play. They also work with a combination of different types of signaling equipment. So for instance, if you changed one signal pair to LED and still keeping the OEM incandescent light bulbs in the other positions, that'll work. No big deal. Just don't exceed 3 amps of current draw. In addition to plug and play ability and easy installation, we do also have adjustability built into this relay. If you strip off the gray cap, you'll be able to adjust the flash rate, fine tune it to your liking, faster or slower. It does arrive to you preset to 85 cycles per minute like the OEM systems. If you feel the need to change that, you have that capability just by following those steps. At the end of this video, we will have a detailed explanation showcased on a bike so that you can follow along and have the steps broken down for you. Now I'm chomping at the bit to show you guys just how easy it is to install and configure this on a bike. But before we do, I wanted to answer 2 questions that are very common that our customer service folks have asked me to answer in this video. One of them is, how many relays do I need for one motorcycle? It's just one relay that controls front and rear, left and right. No big deal. The other question is, does this work with sequential signaling equipment? Yes, it does. No problem. In fact, signaling equipment that uses a sequential pattern typically doesn't complete the sequence from inboard to outboard. If the flash rate is too fast, using one of these relays will enable your equipment to complete each blink sequence and be good to go. All right, let's grab ourselves a motorcycle and let's continue with this install.
As you can see on this model, we have gone ahead and changed out the front signals as well as the rear with our integrated taillight. And when we activate our signals, we currently do not have any functioning turn signals. Our relay will correct and control that symptom. It will work with all of the stock equipment, all of aftermarket equipment, as well as a mixture of both. Now this installation process is very straightforward. The OEM relay is right behind this shroud. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the OEM relay, plug ours in, test it, and then be ready to go for a ride. So as I mentioned, the relay is located behind this shroud. This is the radiator shroud, and there are no top mounts located on this face, meaning there's nothing securing it in place outside of the bottom mounts and the ones on the inner portion. So you can flex this quite a bit, and it is soft plastic, so it will bounce right back into position. If you are weary on that and you don't feel comfortable, you can remove this outer shroud. There's a couple bolts and then fasteners on the interface, so keep that in mind, but it's technically not necessary if you feel comfortable doing this. So we're gonna go ahead and flex this out of the way, and as you can see, this is the OEM relay right here. It's the Masuba FR36002 relay. It is fastened onto this post, which you can remove it from by just gently pulling outward. Now, we have the relay freed. We can actually just go ahead and remove it from the bike. And in order to release it from the locking mechanism, you simply press down on this tab and this will bend inward and then release itself. Now at this point, you can remove the rubber grommet if you would like to reuse this on our relay. Is it necessary? No, but it is a personal preference that a lot of people wish to move forward with. So we will now insert this on our relay, like so. And now we'll go ahead and plug in our relay into the connection point. And again, you want to hear that audible click, like so. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but you can hear a small click. And now we will slip this back onto the post, pushing inward towards the center of the bike. First, we're going to line this up. I apologize. There we go. Just like that. And as you can see, at this point, we can power on our motorcycle and activate the signals, and you now have functioning turn signals on the front and rear of your motorcycle, all plug and play, a toolless installation process. It doesn't get much better than that. And if that speed, 85 cycles per minute, is not fast enough, or it's too fast for you, again, our relay is fully adjustable, so you can speed up or slow down the flash rate with our flasher relay.
Okay, our process here will be portrayed in a model agnostic way. This will be applicable to any model out there. We just chose this motorcycle because we had it handy. I typically like to start with my relay still plugged in. I rotate it to find this area here, pry it up with a small flathead screwdriver, and basically pry out the red portion from the gray cap. Some of our other relays have a different color connector portion, so they won't be red. When you leave this still plugged into its connector, the gray cap will typically come off and the circuit board will still be in there. If for some reason you cannot do this with the relay plugged in, procedure will be as follows. Same step here, dislodge the cap. This will come off, and if it has 2 pins, there's only one way for it to fit in there. We'll take the circuit board out. Technically, you can put it in reverse, but you'll notice that it sticks out of the side here and is not aligned properly. So I will hold it like this. I will plug it back into the connector. We will need to make the adjustment under power. Turn the power on, leave the signal that you can actually still see in flashing mode. We'll take a small Phillips screwdriver, access this potentiometer, and turning it one way will increase the speed. There is a delay in the speed effect, so as soon as you turn it, if you were to turn it really fast, it'll take a while for it to catch up to the speed that you actually set. So give it a little bit of time before you judge it. All the way counterclockwise is fast, all the way clockwise is slow. You will generally find something in between that will please you. And once you've made that adjustment, you could close the cap. Now, here's a very important note that I want to underline. As you can see, I'm holding this relay away from contact with anything. Generally, when working within a bike, we can potentially make contact between these electrical components with a ground, with any other metal components. We could short some of the connections there, and that will likely cause damage to the electronic components on board. So we want to make sure that we keep this as far away as we can from any metal components, and also do not touch any of the contacts here on board with a metal tool. Be very, very careful about that. Now, the reinstallation of the cap is as follows. We'll look inside. We'll notice that there is a channel here and here, and that is what accepts the circuit board. So you find that channel, you match the circuit board to it, snap it on, make sure both sides engage, and then hang the relay in its appropriate place.